Hi, I'm gonna try to do this video. I apologize if I sound a little weird. I have a swollen lip from a pimple, but let's try to start this. This is for World Civilizations 2, April Birchfield, History 112, Late Start 2. This is April 13, 2018. Today this video is about the article or journal, June 1940, the Italian Army in the Battle of the Alps. The author is Emanuel Sica or Sica. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. He's an assistant professor at the Royal Military College in Kingston, Ontario, in Canada. It was published autumn of 2012, volume 47, issue 2. I think that this article or journal was published to kind of give the true military history of the Italians. It could also kind of impact Canadians because a lot of Canadians have French roots. French is actually spoken in Canada. It says in the article that when it comes to military history, the Italians do leave a lot of things out and do not put things in their textbooks and things like that. So I think it was more of a just a learning thing for them to kind of learn about because they had never really learned about it, or their government country doesn't speak of it. The Battle of the Alps was about Italian Rigo Escreto against the French army in the Alps. This was occurred at the Franco-Alpine border. There's a lot of history about this specific battle, and the article, when I first heard the title, I thought that the article would be mainly just about this battle. I was proven wrong very quickly. It is more about the Italian military and how Germany sort of preyed on the Italians' weaknesses and what they didn't have to kind of manipulate things to be able to get what they wanted to their advantage and to the Italian detriment. The Italians lost in the Battle of the Alps for many different reasons. One reason was bulky weapons. The geography was difficult for the Italians. They were hindered by poor strategy, ineffective tactics, outdated military doctrines. The French were able to repel them after 4 days, but with no significant victories or gains. It kind of set the stone, or for lack of a better word, a stone, for the disappointed military campaign of the Reggio Escretion in World War II. Like I said, few Italian textbooks or memoirs even mention the Battle of the Alps. What they do put instead is they heavily put in things to make Italy look good and Germany to look bad, because they don't want to be responsible for what Germany actually manipulated them into doing. The Battle of the Alps left the Italian army in tatters. The Pact of Steel was signed on May 22nd, 1939, and that tied the destiny of Italy to that of the Nazi dictator. So that just proves a little bit of the relationship between Italy and Germany in world wars. Italy lacked raw materials that it needed for their military, to even push their military, things like coal, to make even any kind of strategic military, anything possible. As a result of this, it was forced to export part of its war production, which led Italy to be economically dependent on Germany. So that just strengthened the dependencies and the relationships between the two, and it made Germany sort of have a dominance over Italy. Um, the British and the U.S. really urged Italy to try to remain neutral for their own sake, but they were so heavily dependent on Germany that there wasn't really much that they could do. Um, in June 10th, 1940, Mussolini was giving a speech, and he switched the Italian policy. He switched it to one of parallel war and declared war on France. Um, and that kind of started the war in France, which led to the Battle of the Alps. Um, Italy couldn't didn't even have a coherent war policy. They were easy targets, and it was the French were like ready for them on higher ground, and the snow and the terrain. Italy was sort of just had to kind of hide, and they were up. The French were up in the air, so they could kind of see all the Italians, so they were able to basically just massacre them. Italian airplanes bombed their own troops because they just didn't have a very good policy, were really lost. And it ended with these numbers. The Italians, 631 were dead, and 616 were missing. And on the French side, only 37 died. So that ends this video. So thank you.